The new Incarnate adapters are now available, which you can pick it up from Calervo. He has his Incarnate market now available, which you could purchase the Incarnate adapters, the new ones, right now for Platinum, which is going to be 120 each. All right. So I'm going to be talking about the Gorgon weapons, and you can put the Incarnate adapter on the Prisma, or you can choose the Gorgon Wraith or the original Gorgon. But I chose the Prisma Gorgon because it requires the Mastery Rank 11. So the Mastery Rank 11 is pretty low in my opinion. Looking at the rest of these weapons, the Gorgon is 3, the Gorgon Wraith is 7, and the Prisma Gorgon is 11. But this one is pretty dope, and it's good because over here on the stats, we have 30% critical chance. Critical multiplier is 2.3 times that, and the status is 15%. You also have 17.3 impact, puncture of 3.5, and slash 2.3, a total of 23 damage. Now, the damage does kind of suck, which if you look at all these other three, the damage is actually not that bad. All right. But then again, it doesn't really have too much damage itself. But I am focused on the critical chance here. So that's what I'm going with, and that's what I'm sticking with because that's what I love to see on pretty much all my weapons. So, but the Prisma Gorgon is a great weapon, so that's why I also chose it. You know, it honestly is a really nice weapon, which you can pick this weapon up from MajorKeyAlert. So that's another way. That's a way you can get this weapon. Go ahead and talk about the Incarnon evolutions for the Prisma Gorgon. Starting with evolution 2, we have Hunter's Mantra. Increased damage by 5 with channel ability active, 3 punch through, and 40% accuracy. That's what I decided to choose for the Prisma Gorgon. The Hoplite Virtue. Increased damage by 5. On shield break, increased damage by 8 for 8 seconds. Now, the reason why I didn't choose this is because I don't want to wait until on shield break for my damage to increase. So honestly, I didn't really like the fact that I was hearing that and kind of read it out loud. I just didn't want that, you know, but that's always going to be up to you guys. Evolution 2, we have the Resonate Restore. On reload from empty, increase magazine capacity by 15. Stacks up to 3 times. Now I chose this, but there's going to be a better one for you guys. Rapid Reinforcement, 50% reload speed. And then we have Void's Guidance. Decrease 50% weapon recoil. Now, I think I'm actually going to switch to the weapon recoil because definitely you're going to need that. All right, if you tried out the weapon for the first time, definitely weapon recoil is going to be needed. All right, it decreases that every time you fire, and it kind of like pulls back from you and stuff like that. It's annoying. So most definitely, it's going to be needed. Now, there's another way you'll be able to add what decreasing weapon recoil on your weapon, but if you don't want to add that mod and you just want to add this in there, that's going to be even better. Moving on to Evolution 4, you have Survivor's Edge, increased critical chance by 2%, increased status by 6%. We got Elements of Balance, increased status chance by 12%, and then Absolute Valor, which I chose, increased critical chance by 6%. So I went with that because I don't care about nothing else. I don't care about the status. I don't care about increasing status by 6, but then you increase the critical chance by 2. Like, no. We're going to increase this critical chance solely, all right? And that's the only thing we're going to be focusing on because the critical chance is higher than anything on this planet. Basically, this weapon. I have 2 ways I can show you how to build the Prisma Gorgon Incarnon adapter. All right. So starting off with Galvanized Chamber, 80% multi-shot on kill, 30% multi-shot for 20 seconds, stacks up to 5 times, which is a really good mod. Needs to be on the build always. So definitely add that. Vital Sense, 120% critical damage, really good mod as well. Increase that crit damage. Infected Clip and Stormbringer, 90% electricity, and of course Toxin. All right, so the 90 mods in there. So the next mods that we're going to be using, a couple mods here. which is one is over here, critical delay. That's going to increase our critical chance by 200%, but decrease our fire rate by 20%, which honestly is not going to be terrible at all. I mean, look at our fire rate. Our fire rate is like 14.17. Now it's at 11.34. Man, that hardly didn't even do anything. Our fire rate is still crazy. So that didn't even change a lot. For our primary fire, though, it's 108% with pretty good stats looking here. And then in Incarnon form, if you go all the way down, the charge rate has been dropped to 1.06. I'm going to say, yeah. But it didn't get an increase, so I don't know why it's at 1.06. I don't know. I don't know what's up with that. 99% critical chance, everything basically from up top kind of went to the bottom, but it has 21% status, and the damage is kind of like better over here because it's adding up to 403.2 damage. And then you have radio attack, which has 1,269 corrosive damage, 705 heat damage, and then 3,553.3 total damage, which is probably coming from the top. So yeah, that's how that's pretty much going right there. All right, the next mod, galvanized scope on headshot, 120% critical chance when aiming for 12 seconds on headshot kill, 40% critical chance when aiming for 12 seconds, stacks up to 5 times. So you'll be stacking a lot of red crit here, just stacking a lot of critical chance, adding on to our weapon, which, well, the Incarnon form has 99%. So yeah, it's gonna do pretty okay. We have hammer shot for the next mod, 60% critical damage, 80% status chance. So it's gonna be looking good for pretty much status. 37.8 and critical damage now got boosted to 6.4. All right. So for the Incarnate form, it's looking pretty good. All right, for most definitely. Now the next mod that I'm gonna add is Serration for more damage, because I think that's what we need to focus on a little bit here, is some damage getting in there. Incarnate form now is boosted up to 1,068.5 damage. All right, radio attack is looking at 9,000. So yeah, damage is now looking good on the Incarnate form, which I don't think damage was pretty much a problem at all. The arcane we're going to be using is the Primate Merciless one, because on kill, 30% damage for 4 seconds, stacks up to 12 times, and 30% reload speed. Now, I would use Primate Deadhead because this would work out, but at the same time, Primate Merciless is going to get us the kills, and it's going to stack up. Rather than trying to get a headshot kill, it's not going to work with pretty much this weapon. I don't really see it happening, but maybe we can go ahead and try to see if that's gonna work. But now we're ready to use our weapon. So quickly fire in it, build up pretty fast. If you guys ever tested out the weapon, you can charge it. It's kind of like the lens, how it looks a little bit. You can just fire it if you want, like one tap, it'll go. All right. Basically looks like the lens like I just mentioned. But you can see it's doing some good start off damage. But as I kind of figured, Arcane Deadhead wasn't gonna give us that, yep. But Jesus, that damage was good as hell. Most definitely. It was amazing. Alright. And I have to say, when using this weapon, fire rate is definitely the biggest thing you want to have on this weapon. Alright. I've definitely sacrificed that with some critical chance, because that's taken away pretty much. And yes, it is affecting our Incarnon form, but I also wanted the damage to be amazing, so I kind of basically sacrificed that. So I guess there is some other things that you can work out with this weapon. Like if you don't want critical delay in there, maybe use something like, you know, a fire rate mod, or, you know, take it out and still have some good fire rate going, or have your fire rate back, because it'll probably be good. But for me, I'm sticking with this because I can just always use a different Warframe and not someone like Equinox. Another way you can build this is solely damage and not really some critical chance, given that you can really just add more damage onto this, right? Which, having these two mods in here, this is going to just do damage on damage, you know? So looking at it right now for the Incarnate form, it's got really amazing damage going here. So let's go ahead and give that a try. Primary Merciless is now on. You can definitely see how this one goes. And as you can see, it's actually pretty good, off to a good start. It's just when you hit, when you hit that explosive and everything starts to build up, that's when it really starts to knock everyone down and kill them all. Like, the heat damage is that crazy. So those are the two ways you can actually build this weapon. But solely sticking to critical chance, I think I really would go and prefer Galvanized Scope. Because honestly, getting that headshot damage, then killing them, stacking, you know, some critical chance, honestly, I don't see nothing wrong with it. And it's just my go-to thing, you know? That's what I love to see. So when taking this to the Steel Path, this is a pretty strong freaking weapon. The explosion is actually really freaking amazing. Really killing all your targets. Literally kind of like in one explosive bomb, you know? And I just love, I love how it does. I love how it works. I love how the damage is. I love how everything goes with the Prisma Gorgon, just doing all this damage with this explosive and pretty good explosive range as well. Now, when I mentioned you guys about the fire rate, most definitely you're gonna need that in there, but just remember that this is an explosive weapon, so make sure you guys do kind of stay away from that explosive range, because that junk will knock you back, and then you might end up dying in the Steel Path and causing you your life. Alright, that's very important to know about this, so just to keep that in mind. But everything else about this weapon is freaking amazing. It's just going well, doing insane damage with my Garuda Prime here. I love it. I love using her. So let me know what you guys think about the build in the comments below. If you did enjoy the video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Follow me on all social medias and Twitch. Links are in the description. Thank you so much for watching. Click the next video to see more amazing content by me, and I'll catch y'all in the next video.